Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum, and a very good evening to my lecturers and my friends. Today, I would like to present my mini project entitled Comparison the difference between pre-emergent herbicide and post-emergent herbicide. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Siti Amal Fatuna binti Syed Idris. My metric number is 194679. Herbicide is a toxic substance which used to eliminate or destroy the unwanted vegetative according to its recommended rate. Okay, there are three different times of application of the herbicide, which are pre-planting, pre-emergence, and post-emergence. This research only emphasizes on two times, which are post-emergence and pre-emergence. Pre-emergence is prone to be done when pre-emergence of the weed or the crop or both. Thus, the herbicide is sprayed after the planting, whether during the emergence of the crop or the weed itself. This treatment could possibly be the early prevention method for weed to grow bigger among the crop. And second treatment is post-emergence, which is applied according to the type of the herbicide, whether it is contact or systemic. Usually, the herbicide is applied to foliage, but can be applied to soil as well for better absorption at the root. Nevertheless, herbicide must be applied according to its appropriate time, according to its type of the herbicide. Next, the objective is to determine and compare the effect of different herbicides based on application time on plant physiology and morphology. The herbicide that been chosen for post-emergence treatment is Chopper 100, which have 11.9 AI, which is imazapyr isopropylammonium. It is the isopropylamine salt herbicide. It can be used for pre-emergent and post-emergent application to control annual grass and certain broadleaf weeds. Imazapyr is a great alternative to glyphosate and has a number of advantages over glyphosate, such as quicker dry time. You use imazapyr as either a pre-emergent or post-emergent could control the broadleaf weeds, but preferably do it during post-emergence. For pre-emergent treatment, the herbicide that been chosen is Sulfite 300 EC, which contain 28.7% of AI Pretylachlor. It's commonly used in paddy field as it kills sedges in rice field, broadleaf weeds such as Echinoclea beovois and Cyperus deformis. It is labeled as Class 3 type of herbicide. It is said to control both narrow and broadleaf weed before the emergence and give control for a longer time. This pre-emergence herbicide is selective herbicide. It is taken up readily by the hypocotyls, mesocotyls, and coleoptiles, and to lessen the extension of the roots of the weed. Generally, Pretylachlor is effective against main annual grass, broadleaf weed, and sedges in transplanted and seeded rice, also in paddy field. Material used in this project is a handled sprayer, glove, face mask, and goggle, measuring cylinder to measure the herbicide and water. For post-emergent herbicide, we need a Chopper 100 as the post-emergent herbicide, 2 plot established weeds with 0.5 meter times 0.5 meter area, 1 for control plot and 1 for treatment plot, rope and a brick to mark the plot. And for pre-emergence herbicide, we need a Sulfite and 300 EC, 6 polybags, 3 for control and 3 for treatment, and seeds to be planted, which is in this experiment, we use Brassica juncea seed, a mustard, green mustard. Next, we move to the methodology. So first, the location of experiment is at Ladang 10 UPM. Firstly, prepare two plot of 0.5 meter square, one for control plot and another one for treated plot. Second, we identify the weeds for both plot. For control plot, we have 20% of broadleaf, 40% of sages, and another 40% for grasses. And for treated plot, we have 10% for broadleaf, 10% for sages, and 60% of grasses. Next, we calibrate the herbicide according to its recommendation and spray on the treated plot. We spray evenly and slowly according to the calibration we did earlier. And then we observe both plot during 7 and 14 days after herbicide application. Next, for pre-emergence, first prepare the soil inside 6 poly bag. For the project, the mustard seed will be used as crop for this treatment. The seed are soaked 24 hours before it being sowed in the poly bag. Sow the seed a few days before day of herbicide application inside 6 poly bag, which 3 will be the control and another 3 is the treated poly bag. Sulfate N300 EC is used in this experiment. The herbicide is being sprayed in the poly bag, which has the seedlings of the crop. The plant is watered regularly to ensure its growth. For your information, this is not in the project. For result and discussion, for post-emergence, we use chopper 100 to effect the plot. The left picture shows that the control plot, and in the middle is 7 days after application, and the right picture is 14 days after application. It clearly said that 7 days after application has less mortality than 14 days after application. It kills grass type and broadleaf type of weed, as the grass weed already turned reddish brown and dead after 14 days of application. This herbicide could kill the weed species such as Azenopus compressus and Paspalum conjugatum. It's clear that it could kill weed present in the plot. The recommendation rate for this herbicide is 125 ml per 10 liter. It can kill 90% of the grass weed inside the treated plot. In generally, the AI imazapyr is a non-selective herbicide and applied to control spectrum weeds, such as perennial grasses and broadleaf herbs, woody species. The ingredient of the herbicide also have half-life from 3 to 5 days. It has mode of action by inhibiting or stopping the plant synthesis of amino acid. The observation shows that most of grasses and broadleaf weed are completely died, and the sages is still there and not really affected with the herbicide, which means the herbicide does not really affect the sages weed. Next, we move to the result and discussion for pre-emergence herbicide. It is shown that the left column is the control polybag and the right column is the treated polybag. So for the first row, it is before the application, and for the second row, it shows that some are still alive 7 days after the herbicide, but there is no sign of weed anywhere in this polybag. Thus, it can be labeled as 50% mortality. And the third row shows observation for 14 days after application. There are less living crop inside the polybag. This may be due to the herbicide, as the AI affect the growth of the weed. Generally, this herbicide has peritilectular AI. Is effective against mean annual grasses, broadleaf weeds and sages in transplanted and seeded rice at recommended rate. Based on the observation, it is hard to compare with the control polybag, as the control also did not have weed appear in the polybag. So it's better to choose crop like rice as this herbicide crop. And the mode of action of sulfate is cell division inhibitor, as it inhibits the extension of the germinating roots. To summarize this project, all herbicides have different mode of action according to the active ingredient. Read the label upon the packaging of the herbicide to make sure the rate and uses of the herbicide is correct. It will give such an effective result if it's used according to its recommendation. Chopper 100 is a good herbicide to control broadleaf grasses weed, although the reaction is quite slow and not as fast as other herbicides. Sulfate 300 EC is a good pre-emergence herbicide that is suitable to use in rice and paddy field, as they can prevent the growth of the sedges and other weed in the paddy field. That's all from me. Thank you.